Yeah, when I think about needing to have a proactive conversation, I'm thinking about what am I feeling? What are my feelings giving me information about, and what? So then, what do I need? And kind of taking the time to clarify. If I'm having a feeling about something that I need to talk to him about, what do I need, and really get that clear so my expectations are clear, and then communicate. Here's what I think is going on. Here's how I'm feeling. Here's what I think I need, and then asking them, what do you think? What do you need? Is this realistic? Um, just kind of really thinking through your needs, which is hard sometimes to come up with and then communicate, but that can be really helpful.
Well, a lot of our conversations are reactive. We there's been a blow up over something that's occurred in the relationship, and almost 15 years in, we still do that. We're both licensed marriage and family therapists, and we still do that. But we've gotten better at that. And one thing that I've learned from my brilliant wife is just that expectations, stating expectations is really important. And so knowing what other people expect of you is a really big part of, not letting them down. And if you haven't shared with somebody else what your expectation is, then how are they supposed to really know that? So I think that's one of the proactive things that we can definitely be doing. And then sometimes we have expectations that are unrealistic. And if you have unrealistic expectations of someone, that's always going to lead to disappointment. And so you may have an unrealistic expectation about somebody else that you haven't even communicated to them. They can't meet it because it's not realistic and they don't even know what it is. And then here you end up, fighting over that, and it can just be kind of that rotating thing that comes around. So I think, at least for us, just getting in that habit of being more clear with our expectations of each other and talking about what's realistic has been one of the most helpful things that we've done.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's been times in our marriage where we've done a pretty decent job with kind of these State of the Union kind of conversations. And we just called them family meetings. And we're just a family of two. The dogs might be laying around with us while we're doing it, but they're not really part of the conversation. But it's just something we've done on Sunday nights where we might talk about our week, what's coming up in the week. We might talk about what we want to eat and meal plan a little bit. So there's just some business kind of stuff, but there's time for issues and concerns that we want to talk about. And it's proactive in the sense that we're not all hot and bothered about it when we bring it up. And because we know that's kind of part of the structure, I think we're not so defensive when they come up. And that's something we're out of the habit of doing right now, but we kind of talk about that and say, yeah, we're going to get back to that because that's good when we do it. And just...
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that I recommend to people all the time. Have a marriage meeting, have a family meeting. But lots of stuff gets in the way, whether it's just your schedule or it's effort. It's effort to communicate, and maybe we don't want to.
Like turning off the TV.
Yeah, just making the time for it. But also, I really like what we have done too. I mean, it's something we learned in counseling, but starting off the family meeting with compliments, that's a really good way to just kind of get it started in a positive way. And then we would end with prayer request, which is kind of another, if you're in the habit of compliments and prayer request part, and if some hard things come up in the middle, if you kind of have, this is our structure, then there's kind of a way to go back to, and it's just even the prayer request of, we need help, God, all the time in our relationship. And so just kind of a good reminder to get back to that.